Hey everyone, let's talk about how to factor. All right, so you recently learned how to multiply two linears to get a quadratic, and now we're just going to do that in reverse. We're going to take a quadratic and discover what the two linear pieces, the two linear factors were. All right, so let's see how that goes. So I want to dive deep into this process, though. Okay, so the process is here. All right, so x squared minus x minus 30. Okay, good. And let's see where that ends up. That ends up at x minus 6 times x minus 5. Okay, so this is where you were. X minus 6 times x plus 5. All right? And we want to think deeply about what this means. So I'm going to make a box. And we say this is x, this is minus 6, this is x, and this is positive 5. And I think most of us know that to factor x squared, the factors of x squared are x and x. Those are pretty simple, right? Another number that comes rather simple to us is this corner piece, right? This is 5 times negative 6, so this is negative 30, right? So we know that this negative 30 is a result of 5 times negative 6, all right? These diagonals can be a little tricky, right? But you know, this one's going to be negative 6x, and this one's a positive 5x, all right? And when we combine them, we get our middle term, so x squared. And then when you combine these two, you get negative x minus 30, okay? And so we're going to discover the process through this box, okay? So again, our work has been to go from point A to point B, and now it's going to be in reverse to go from point B to back to point A. So to take a quadratic and find its factors. All right. So let's look at the process right here. If this were all the information that I was given, x squared minus x minus 30, I would think, okay, well, I need a box. All right. So let's reverse this. And I think I know how this box is composed, right? I know that this is x squared, which means I know that the factors of x squared are x and x. And I know that this negative 30 goes there, which means that I know those factors are, well, you got to think about it. And that's where you're like, well, not so fast, because there are multiple numbers that would make that work, such as negative 3 and positive 10, 6 and negative 5, both of which are not the right answers. So we really have to come up with a little guide. All right, and that the guide is this, that we're essentially looking for two numbers. That means two numbers, not two hashtags. All right, and we need to meet two requirements. Those two numbers must have a product of negative 30. So their product has to be the C value. All right, and their sum, in other words, whatever they add up to, their sum has to be the sum of negative 1, the sum of negative 1. And I say negative 1 because negative 1 is this number, negative 1x. Okay, which means I can't pick negative 3 and positive 10. Their sum is 7, which means after I brainstorm for a little bit, this takes a little bit of trial and error. After I brainstorm for a little bit, I should discover that, well, maybe it's a 5, right, and a negative 6, right? So x plus 5 and x minus 6. And I purposely flip their order just so that you can see that it works. So that's x plus 5 times x minus 6, all right? Because 5x minus 6x will give me negative x. So I found two numbers whose product was right and whose sum was right, all right? Let's try another one a little quicker, okay? So what if I was asked to factor, here we go, this one's a little easier, x squared plus 5x plus 6, x squared plus 5x plus 6. So once again, my box, four chambers, all right? I know x squared is my corner, and I know 6. I know where those two go. I know that the factors of x squared are x and x, and then I want to think, I need two numbers that multiply to 6. Maybe 6 and 1 pop into your mind, right? But 6 and 1 have a sum of 7. You need two numbers that multiply to 6, such as 2 and 3. 2x, 3x, whose sum will be that middle term, 5x. 3x plus 2x is 5x. So now we have factored it to x plus 2 times x plus 3. End of story. Two numbers whose product is C and whose sum is B.